Hey, what's good, y'all? I'm AllCity. Appreciate you guys tuning in. There's a lot of folks in the 2K community that feel like shooting is just way too easy right now. They're saying that it's actually messing up the experience on 2K24. One of the things that proved to be most difficult on 2K is getting the community to agree on a particular topic. So at the very least, I'm asking, can we find some common ground here? Can you guys all agree that shooting has changed dramatically since the release of 2K24 up until this point in its current state? One of the great things about being a news content creator is that I'm able to save a bunch of snippets throughout the year for whatever's going on. I gather a bunch of information and then I archive it. The devs over at 2K had every intention to make shooting extra difficult for 2K24, or at least more difficult than we've ever experienced. And in my opinion, I feel like 2K changed shooting dramatically since the release of 2K24, and there hasn't been any confirmation about these changes to shooting. All we know as players is that we go out there and we try to make the adjustment. In this video, we're gonna go back in time to the beginning of 2K24 and find out what Mike Wang had to say about shooting, and we're gonna try to see why we've come to this point where shooting is so different from what it was on the release. We finna get into all the details. Y'all be sure to drop a like and drop a sub if you can. You guys can help us get one step closer to 100K. We are almost there. I would like to reference this first snippet that Mike Wang responded to. Derek sent out this post saying, "Do you think sharpshooters will be great this year? I felt like last year, since everyone could shoot, sharpshooters weren't really necessary." Mike Wang ended up responding saying, "Sharps are gonna be very important assets this year. Trust me, a lot of people are gonna be struggling to shoot." Here's what I find weird. In the beginning of the year, I felt like shooting was perfectly balanced. It wasn't until the Season 2 update that 2K gameplay and shooting on 2K turned into a series of unfortunate events. How do you guys feel about that? Because over the years, especially the last few years, I've noticed that 2K has dropped some really great games. Upon release, they seem really good. But when 2K starts patching the game, it all goes downhill from there. And 2K24 is no exception, currently rated by their player base a 2 out of 10 on Metacritic. So now that we got Mike Wang confirming that shooting was intended to be difficult on 2K24, which is why he mentions sharpshooters being great assets. If you don't got the right build out there, you're not gonna be knocking down your shots. What are we seeing right now? We're seeing 76 3 balls shooting lights out. I wanna reference this next post that Mike Wang approved. This from Gum Gum Bazooka. He says, "So first, I am a good shooter in this game because shooting makes perfect sense to me, and I just focus and shoot. 60% from the 3 in all game modes. There's nothing convoluted about it." He goes on to say, "Mike Wang has stated why shooting is more difficult this year so many times. In order for the game to be balanced, have build diversity, and for any strategy other than jacking threes to be competitively viable, 3-point percentages need to be more realistic. I also completely understand this because I've been saying it needed to be done since I started playing 2K somewhat competitively. You have to have a decent understanding of math and statistics behind the game of basketball." He goes on to say, "Think about this, 67% from 3 is a 100% effective field goal percentage, 100%. That breaks any form of balance in the game and causes the only competitive viable strategy to be running behind screens and 3-point hunting." He makes a good point here by saying people have been complaining that the comp players in 2K just 3 hunt for years, but it makes no mathematical sense to do anything else, referencing previous versions of 2K. He wraps up this post by saying the best slashers in the game maybe shoot 60 to 70% from the field. So you guys were effectively giving up 30 to 40% effective field goal percentage advantage every play that you attempt a 2 instead of a 3. And those are the numbers that he's referencing for previous versions of 2K as opposed to what we're experiencing on 2K24. If your team is taking 2s and they're taking 3s, you have to get twice as many stops. And I feel like this is all a good evaluation of what we experienced in previous versions of 2K, and it's facts that the game has always been a 3-point hunting game at the higher levels. And it does have to do with simple math. 3 is more than 2, period. It's really not that complicated. Now that was a lot to take in, and it was some good information, and I want to let you guys know that Mike Wang completely approved this whole statement by replying with this one-piece gif. Now to hear directly from Mike Wang, he sent out this post saying one of the goals for shooting this year was to get the shot percentages more in line with NBA averages, definitely lower than what you've seen in the past couple years. So if you're shooting 40 to 50% from 3, you're doing really well. If If you're in the 30s, you're still hitting targets for a decent shooter. Just want everybody to adjust their expectations that averaging below 60% is normal and is done by design. He wraps up this post by saying, now if you have an 85 plus rated 3-point shooter and averaging below 20%, you probably need to hit the practice gym or just take better shots. Throughout the year, I've been asking you guys, what's your shooting percentages out there? And consistently what we've seen out there is really low shooting percentages. How have things changed for you currently in season 5? What's your shooting percentages? Sound off in the comment section. I'm definitely curious to hear your feedback. Everything we reviewed so far has been the experience of players in the beginning of the year. And because shooting was difficult, it left a lot of players frustrated on the game. I want to reference this post from Dimework. Dimework says, I literally went from shooting almost 80% from 3 over 20 games to not being able to hit a shot for my effing life. I don't get this ish. And that's exactly how I felt. Season 1, I was shooting amazing. When we went into season 2, they did some update that changed my shot completely. And all of season 2, I couldn't find my shot. It wasn't until the season 3 update that I felt the change. I would like to reference this next post from Hang the Tank. He says, for the sake of my mental health, I will never wager on NBA 2K24. The amount of times Mike Wang has changed shooting is absolutely insane. One day I shoot perfect. The next day I'm missing everything wide open, and I'm releasing my jump shots at the exact same time. He is literally tired of people shooting good and chooses to make them shoot bad because they're too good at the game. I don't get it, bro. That's only gonna make the game harder for casuals as well. It ends up being a lose-lose for everyone. We're currently in season 5, and I hear none of these complaints right now. And that's a testament to the changes that 2K has made with shooting on 2K24. But have we received any level of confirmation that shooting was indeed changed? Now, Mike Wang, he did present us with an option, and I'm gonna share this with you guys. It says here, this is really what it boils down to. If anyone has any ideas for a better option than these two, I love to hear them. And the first idea was keep the pure green windows, and this is for the beginning of the year, the experience that we had in the beginning of the year. Number 1, keep the pure green windows with no RNG. If you guys don't know what RNG is, it's like random animations. It says here, which means for the sake of balance, the windows need to be pretty small like they are now, so that good players don't shoot 80 to 90% from 3. This makes shooting very difficult for casual players, and it's what we're dealing with now. And this was more towards the beginning of the year. And the second option was go back to bigger green windows that are easier for most people to hit, but cap the excellent timing boost, reintroducing RNG, random animations, and pretty much your shot will randomly miss or go in, all for the sake of keeping balance on the game. He goes on to say, this is how 2K shooting has basically worked for the past 20 years. And this is what I find absolutely insane. Shooting on 2K games is a part of the 2K culture. Why would the 2K development team even consider changing something that has been so culturally significant to the 2K community? But that's exactly what they did with 2K24, and it surely wasn't received well by the community. So here we are in season 5, shooting way easier than it's ever been throughout the year. If you guys had to take your best guess out of the 2 options that Mike Wang had presented with us, keeping shooting the way it was in the beginning of the year or going with the bigger green windows like we had in option 2 here, where do you guys think we're at on 2K24? Which one of those options? Because I feel there's a lack of transparency. We made tremendous changes in 2K24, but there has been no confirmation from the development team that these changes were made. I imagine the shooting percentages that you guys post in the comment section will completely verify what we're talking about here. As you guys remember, in the beginning of this video, Mike Wang said shooting 40 or 50% is being a really good shooter. He also mentioned that if you shot 30% on 2K24, you should be considered a good shooter. I'm sure a lot of you guys out there will be putting in the comment sections higher than 60% shooting, and that's because shooting has gotten a lot easier on 2K24. And I know some people may disagree with me on this, but I like the way shooting is right now. I never felt like shooting has been the problem with 2K games. It was always defense, unable to keep up with what shooters can do with the ball. They'd have a super high amount of speed and ball handle. They get the left righting and they create open shot opportunities. Defense has not ever been able to keep up. But in NBA 2K24, we finally got a perimeter defense that can keep up with ball ball handlers. So if a ball handler is able to get an open shot opportunity on this type of defense, I think that helps create more balance here. If the man has a 97-3 and he's open or wide open, he should have a good opportunity to hit that shot. But when we look at what the game was just a couple months ago, they were making you miss that wide open shot that you worked so hard for. Or because Mike Wang didn't want players shooting 80 to 90%. If they get open shots 80 to 90% of the time, they should be able to hit that shot, and that penalty should fall on the defense, not the shooters. I know a lot of you guys are out there still seeking out the right jump shot. The right jump shot for you so that you can start increasing your shooting percentages. If you guys are trying to find the best jump shots and you want to test those jump shots using your controller and get real life feedback, I highly recommend you guys join NBA 2K Labs. They have this great shooting tool that gives you real-time millisecond feedback, and they will even recommend you a shot based on your timing average from 10 shots taken on the website. Plug in your controller, take your shots, find the best shot for you. If you guys sign up for NBA 2K Labs premium service, use promo code AllCity and you guys could save yourself 20%. I'm currently using T-Max jump shot. I think it's absolutely amazing. That's on my taller builds, and on my shorter build, I'm using Patty Mills jump shot. But you guys have to be starter 3 to get Patty Mills jump shot. Also, if you guys found a jump shot that has been absolutely amazing for you, don't hesitate to share it in the comment section below, because each time I go live, there's folks asking me for jump shots, and maybe you can help some of those folks out. I will be going live a little later on today to talk some more about this stuff. Y'all be sure to tune in. Y'all be sure to keep it locked. If you guys are tired of running with randoms and you're looking for players to run with on NBA 2K, come on out and join our Discord. We'd love to have you. The link for Discord will be in the description below. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in, and y'all be sure to keep it locked right here at AllCity Live TV, because we got a bunch more NBA 2K24 news, information, and updates coming your way. Drop a like and drop a sub on your way out. I'll catch you guys on the next video or live stream. Easy, y'all.